Hi everybody, welcome back to PUBG, and this is a funny solo chicken dinner on Taego that I got, and it kind of proves that anyone can win a chicken dinner, basically, because in this chicken dinner solo victory, I make some terrible decisions, and I make some terrible mistakes, and have some terrible luck as well. But it's mainly my own fault, and yet I still go on to get the chicken dinner. So let's just quickly have a look to see where I dropped. So we're on Taego, and I'm trying to remember, where did we drop? Let's go back a little bit. Okay, so we've got a southeast to west flight path, and so the plan is to kind of drop in this sort of direction here. Again, to go far and to loot well. And then what happens is I hit the ground too early. So first mistake, running into a rock. So I've got a long way to go to reach where I want to go to start looting. Eventually, after about 4 minutes, I reach this little compound and I start looting away, which is pretty cool. You know, I'm looking for my normal sort of loadout of something like a barrel and a SKS, you know, that sort of stuff. And then as I'm looting up, I hear a car coming, and I decide to shoot at it, which I guess I was probably a little bit overconfident, because the problem is, if you're in this situation where you're quite a long way away from the safety of the circle, and the blue's coming in, if you shoot at a vehicle and you don't kill them, and there's an obvious road that you will have to take to get to the circle, they can do what they do to me. So I shoot at this guy and manage to completely miss him, and then he kind of waits there. So I kind of leg it. And so what he does, he goes down the road that he knows I will be running on to get to safety. And I go on to find that all of the trucks have had their tyres shot out. Now, I can remember hearing this guy shooting. I thought, oh, maybe he's running into someone else. It wasn't. As he was going along this road, he was literally shooting the tyres out of the vehicles. So I had to make my way along. And I think there was this one, there was another one. There was a motorbike as well that I jumped on that had the tyres run out. Now, I'm kind of using this one because I'm going at about 27 kilometres an hour, which is slightly faster than you can run. But as you can see, I'm deep in the blue, you know, heading in. Luckily, though, I do actually manage to find a vehicle. And I make my way, if we go back a little bit, actually, I'll show you where I make my way to. So I get to the safe side of the circle, and then I find this compound. Let's see when the map comes up. As we come out of here, just do a quick check. This isn't too bad, actually. You know, I'm checking around. Is there anybody around before I go in? Doing my jump around the door routine. Not sure if that actually works very well. Get a bit of looting done. And are we gonna do I look at the map? Alright, this is where I decide to kind of stay. And I'm quite lucky in the fact that the circle comes in a couple of times for me, and allows me... Right, there we go. Let's go back. Look at that. There we go. So as you can see, so that's me in the north there. The circle's coming in. So the circle came sort of southeast to west, didn't it? So you could argue that I'm on the quieter, or I should be on the quiet side of the circle. However, there is plenty of gunfire around me. And what's happened is what happens quite a lot of the time in any PUBG match, is that players get dragged to different parts of the map, especially on Taego, where they are... you get these amazing supply drops, so it encourages players to chase the supply drops because there's several boxes that come down at once. Also, you'll get players who are using the emergency pickup, to drag themselves across the map. Plus on Taego you have the opportunity to come back, don't you? Do you have it in solos, do you? Not sure if you do in solos, but you can find revives, as we will see in just a minute. So I'm not in a bad place. So I just kind of chill out here and I listen to what's going on around me. And then, now this is 20 minutes in, I hear some gunfire around me, and two guys get into a gunfight. And I see one of them die. You see them so I know one of them died. So I rush round, and because I know one of them's going to be injured. And even though that guy started shooting at me first, and as you can see my health goes very low, I do get the kill on him because he's wearing a ghillie suit, so it turns out he's got level 3. So he would have had level 3 helmet, level 3 vest, but he would have been injured. So even though he started firing first, I managed to get stuff. So that was an okay okay move. Maybe what I should have done is lead with a grenade or lead with a stun grenade, but it kind of goes okay. So now I kind of have to move off in the vehicle, and I'm on this rock on the side of the circle. The blue's about to come in, and see this guy here. Now I want you to watch how bad my shooting is now. Watch this. Watch how in fact, let's go full screen, so you can really see how bad my shooting is. I think so. I get the first bullet off, but I must miss, and then I'm hitting the edge of this rock. I don't get a single shot into that guy. Now, I'm using the SLR. If I had hit him in the head first shot and then got a body shot in afterwards, I could have killed him. I think you can kill people with 2 shots with the SLR. As it is, I just kind of annoy him a little bit and he can wander off, and there he goes. So he's in that car driving off. So, bad decision, bad marksmanship, another mistake. Now, I kind of have to jump into my car to make my way across the circle. I'm kind of driving around. I get shot at, and I think, right, I'll go here. So I can't see anybody. Now, this little compound here has got these really small, low walls. This isn't the best of decisions. But it works okay. I shouldn't be too hard on myself. So I come out of here. I push up against the wall because I know there's someone up here because they were shooting at me. And I'm kind of suspect that there's someone in this building to my left. So I tuck down here as best as I can, very aware that I think someone's over here. As it turns out, there is someone over there, but for some reason they decide not to shoot me. Now, at this point, I think I'm taking fire from the hill above me, and so I have to switch over to the other side. And then what happens is I hear the guy coming from this direction, so he's actually here. And I do something right here. So I pre-fire, and kind of the power of the barrel gets me out of that one. Maybe even the fact that I've got that guy who I killed before, I've got his level 3 vest on, and I've got his level 3 helmet. But anyway, so I take him out. I've got an arrow sticking out of me for some reason. Obviously someone was trying to kill me with a crossbow earlier on. So, kind of not too bad. And this is kind of where the comedy of errors really starts to kick in now. So if we jump forward a little bit. So what time is it? So we can go full screen, can't we? We have got 2 minutes left. So if we look in the top right hand corner, we can see there's 4 alive. So me and 3 others. So what I'm doing here is I'm listening out, and I'm looking out to see where people will be. What will they be doing? Checking on what I've got. Probably concentrating a little bit too much on this other guy's inventory to try and get the last of his gear out of him. This is something you should never do. Okay, I'm safe, but if someone was to creep around me, they could kill me, no problems like that. So I know I've got to move forward a little bit to stay in the blue, but I could probably just go to the wall that's in front of me. Again, just looking around, listening. Can't see anybody else anywhere, so they must be a fair way off. And then let's jump forward a little bit. So there we go. So we just had 1 kill there. Okay, so there's a gunfight going on over here, which I can hear. Someone just died, and then what happens is there's another gunfight, and we go down to 2. So you can't quite see it here on the video, but it says 2 alive here. So I look at the circle and think, right, okay. So they've just had a gunfight. So one of them is going to be, the guy who's alive is probably going to be injured. So I'll push forward to this area here behind this, this blue fence. So they will have to come to me, which is a good idea. It's a good idea, and it does work. And then I do something very, very bad indeed. So I run up here. So I've got the circle and I've got the cover. Right, and I can third party around here. So he's obviously popped a smoke so that he can heal himself in safety. And so there he is. So I've just seen him and he knows where I am. So I'm having a look. Now, what should I have done in this position, people? Pretty obvious, isn't it? I should have thrown a grenade. So I could have thrown a Molotov cocktail into the smoke. Always good for smoke because it spreads around so you can get people. A frag grenade would have been good as well. You know, you can throw a frag grenade, area of effect. Might not have killed him, but could have done a lot of damage. So in the gunfight, that if there's one to follow, I could win it. So what I decided to do, what I ended up doing was equipping a stun grenade. Now, I've started early game picking up stun grenades because I'm very aware that often in early game, when I get into gunfights, often I die. And I think, well, in order to give myself an advantage in early gunfights, I should equip a stun grenade so that I can just lob it at someone, stun them, and then kill them. Sounds good, doesn't it? But so I equip my stun grenade, and as I'm doing this, I'm thinking, I don't really want this stun grenade. I really want a Molotov or I want a frag grenade. But instead of unequipping it, I throw it. And I throw it straight at the wall in front of me. Which means, of course, that it bounces straight back at me. And then flashes me. Now, I do make a good decision now, and that is to move. If you stun yourself or you get stunned, run. Because you want to try and do it so you make it as hard as possible for the other person to get you. So I do run. And luckily, the other guy doesn't take full advantage of it, and I'm jumping. So I jump up and down to see him. Now he's about to throw a grenade here as well, so he's got the right idea, and he throws a frag grenade, or he tosses it. He did an underarm toss there, didn't he? Luckily, it only damages me a little bit. Now this guy, unfortunately for him, this guy, when he runs round the back of here, he runs into the blue, so he takes damage. So he's in the blue, he's in the blue, he's in the blue, and I get plenty of hits on him there. I haven't really taken any hits myself. And then I kill him. But he doesn't die. So I'm like standing here thinking, what's going on? Why hasn't the winner chicken dinner graphic appeared? Well, that's because we're on Taego and you can have a self-res. And that's what he's doing right now. He's self-resing. And I'm thinking, that's a bit weird. So my gun's out of bullets, so I have to reload. And I finally decide to shoot him in the head and win. And get the chicken dinner. So there we go. A comedy of errors, dropping too early, running along the ground, deciding to shoot at that vehicle when I shouldn't have done, throwing a stun grenade at myself and stunning myself, and then at the end almost throwing it all away when almost snatching defeat from the jaws of victory by not realising that the guy was self-resing, and I should have just run up and hit him with my pan, or pulled out my pistol, or pulled out my long-range weapon and just shot him that way. So that proves it doesn't matter how imbecilic you are when you play PUBG. If you play enough games, there's always a chance you'll get a winner chicken dinner. Anyway, that's enough from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe, and I will of course see you again soon.